I stare at my laptop screen, frozen, as the images load one by one. Each click of the mouse brings fresh pain, like twisting a knife deeper into my gut. There's Tom, my husband of 12 years, pressed against a woman who isn't me. His hands are tangled in her dark hair, their bodies close in what can only be described as an intimate embrace. The hotel's distinctive wallpaper behind them mocks me, the same chain where he claims to have quarterly business meetings. I recognize her immediately, Emily Carter, the rising star at Tom's company, barely out of college, with ambition practically oozing from her pores. I've met her twice at company functions, watched her laugh too hard at Tom's jokes, touch his arm just a second too long. The anonymous email sits in my inbox like a ticking bomb. "Thought you should know," reads the subject line. No signature, no explanation needed. The timestamp shows it arrived 17 minutes ago, while I was loading the dishwasher and planning next week's menu like a good little wife. My phone buzzes. Tom's face appears on the screen, his weekly check-in right on schedule. I let it ring, watching his smiling profile photo fade to black. He'll leave a message, telling me he's working late again, voice dripping with manufactured exhaustion and practiced concern. The house feels different now, like all the air has been sucked out. I walk through our kitchen, past the family photos on the walls, vacation snapshots, wedding memories, moments I thought were real. Were they all lies? My fingers trace the edge of our anniversary photo from last month. Tom's arm is around my waist, his smile perfect for the camera. I wonder if he texted her that night after I fell asleep. My hands shake as I dial Mike's number. We've been friends since high school, before Tom, before everything. He answers on the second ring. "Sarah, everything okay? I need your help." My voice sounds strange, distant. "Remember when you said Tom was acting weird at the charity golf tournament last month?" "Yeah." Mike's tone shifts, cautious now. "What's going on?" "Someone sent me photos. Tom and Emily Carter, at the Riverside Hotel." Silence stretches between us. I can hear Mike's slow exhale. "Shit, Sarah. Are you sure? Unless he has an identical twin who also likes to kiss junior associates in hotel corridors, yeah, I'm pretty damn sure." "I'm coming over." "No." The word comes out sharper than intended. "I need to think. I need information. You're still on the board of the tech association, right? The one Tom's company belongs to?" "Sarah." "Please, Mike. I need to know what I'm dealing with. How long, how deep this goes. I can't confront him until I understand everything." Another pause. "Okay, but promise me you won't do anything rash. These situations, they can get messy fast." I laugh, a hollow sound that bounces off the kitchen walls. "Messy? My husband is fucking his employee while I'm here color-coding our monthly budget spreadsheet. I think we're well past messy." My phone buzzes again. A text from Tom. "Working late, don't wait up. Love you." Something shifts inside me, like a switch being flipped. The shock gives way to something colder, more focused. I think about all the late nights, the business trips, the way he's been password protecting his phone lately. I think about Emily's knowing smirk at the last company Christmas party. "Mike," I say, my voice steady now, "I need you to teach me everything you know about corporate intelligence gathering, and I need you to not ask why." He sighs. "Tomorrow, noon, my office. But Sarah, whatever you're planning, be careful. Revenge has a way of burning everyone involved." I end the call and open Tom's text again. My fingers hover over the keyboard before typing, "Okay, honey, stay safe." I add a heart emoji, just like always. Then I open my laptop and start a new document. At the top, I type, Plan A, Scorched Earth. The tracking app on my phone shows Tom's car at the Bellevue restaurant downtown. Another late meeting that somehow required his presence at 8 p.m. on a Thursday. I sit in my parked car across the street, watching the entrance through tinted windows, letting the anger simmer just below the surface. Mike's voice echoes in my head from our meeting yesterday. "Information is power, Sarah, but you have to be smart about how you get it." He'd shown me how to access Tom's location through our shared family account, taught me about digital footprints and data trails. The lessons of a successful tech entrepreneur, repurposed for surveillance. A flash of movement catches my eye. Emily emerges first, her designer dress a splash of red against the restaurant's dark exterior. Tom follows 30 seconds later, always careful, always calculating. They walk in opposite directions, but I notice how their paths curve slightly toward each other at the corner. A brief moment where their hands might have touched. My phone vibrates. Tom's message. Wrapping up soon. Client dinner ran long. I type back, hope it was productive. Each letter feels like acid on my fingertips. The next morning, I'm chopping vegetables for dinner when Tom appears in the kitchen, earlier than usual. He looks tired, shirt slightly wrinkled. Smells good, he says, kissing my cheek. I force myself not to flinch. How was your meeting last night? I keep my voice light, casual. Productive. Finally closed the Morrison account. He loosens his tie, reaches for a glass of water. Though these late dinners are getting old. I bet Emily's helpful with those. The words slip out before I can stop them. Tom's hand pauses mid-reach. Emily? Your new junior associate? I remember you mentioning she was working on the Morrison account. Right. He recovers quickly, but I catch the micro-expression, that fleeting moment of panic. She's been competent. I slide the chopped carrots into a bowl. Must be nice having such competent help, especially during those long nights. Sarah? His tone carries a warning edge. What are you implying? Nothing. I smile, all teeth. Just making conversation about my husband's work life. Isn't that what good wives do? He studies me for a long moment. I can almost see the calculations running behind his eyes, weighing possibilities, measuring risks. I'm going to shower before dinner, he finally says. As soon as I hear the water running upstairs, I check his jacket pockets. Nothing. His briefcase yields more. A crumpled receipt from Bellevue, 2 entrees, and a bottle of wine. I photograph it with my phone, adding it to my growing collection of evidence. The shower stops. I'm back at the stove when Tom returns, hair damp, wearing fresh clothes. He wraps his arms around my waist from behind, nuzzling my neck. I'm sorry if I've been distant lately. Work's been intense. I lean back against him, playing my part. I understand. Maybe we should plan a weekend away. Just us? That would be nice. I think about the hotel photos in my email. Wonder if he'll take Emily to the same places he took me. Later that night, while Tom sleeps, I scroll through my phone. A new email from Mike contains background information on Emily Carter, her employment history, social media profiles, current address. But it's the last line that makes my breath catch. She has an older brother, David. He's her emergency contact at work. Also, her fiancé's name is listed as David Carter. I sit up in bed, pieces clicking into place. Emily isn't just having an affair with my husband. She's cheating on her own brother's fiancé. The betrayal runs deeper than I imagined. Tom stirs beside me. Everything okay? He mumbles. Perfect, I whisper, closing my phone. Everything's perfect. Tomorrow I'll start researching David Carter. If Emily's willing to destroy her own brother's happiness, what else is she capable of? What else don't I know about the woman who's trying to steal my life? I lie back down, staring at the ceiling, listening to Tom's steady breathing. Each exhale sounds like a lie, each inhale another secret. But now I have something they don't expect. A new angle, a potential ally. The game is changing, and for the first time since I saw those photos, I feel something close to excitement. Let them think they're careful. Let them believe they're smart. I'll keep playing the dutiful wife, cooking dinners and accepting excuses, while my net closes around them both. The coffee shop bustles with morning traffic as I wait for David Carter. Finding him was easy. Mike's research revealed he works as an architect 2 blocks from Tom's office. Getting him to meet me took 3 carefully worded emails explaining I had sensitive information about his sister. He arrives exactly on time, tall and serious in a charcoal suit. Emily's features echo in his face, softened by masculine angles. Mrs. Mitchell? His handshake is firm, professional. You said this was about Emily? Please, call me Sarah. I gesture to the seat across from me. And yes, though I wish it weren't. David settles into the chair, studying me. You're Tom Mitchell's wife, from the company parties. That's right. I slide my phone across the table, photos already queued up. I'm sorry, but there's no gentle way to do this. His expression shifts as he scrolls. Confusion, disbelief, anger. Each emotion mirrors what I felt that first night. When he reaches the last photo, his jaw tightens. How long? At least 3 months from what I can piece together. Maybe longer. She told me she was working late. His laugh is bitter. Said the Morrison account was demanding. That Tom Mitchell was a taskmaster who kept the whole team working overtime. Tom told me the same thing. I wrap my hands around my coffee cup, seeking warmth. except he called her his most promising junior associate. David runs a hand through his hair, disheveling its careful styling. We're supposed to get married in 4 months. The invitations went out last week. I'm sorry. The words feel inadequate, but they're all I have. Does anyone else know? Just my friend Mike, who helped me gather information. And now you. He nods slowly, then pulls out his own phone. I watch as he types something, hits send. Within seconds, it chirps with a response. Emily says she's in a strategy meeting with Tom and the Morrison team. Tom told me he had a client breakfast downtown. Lying comes easy to them, doesn't it? David's voice carries an edge I recognize, the same sharp tone I use when discussing dinner plans with Tom. A young couple laughs at the next table, their happiness a jarring counterpoint to our conversation. David stares at them for a moment before turning back to me. What do you want from me, Sarah? Why show me this? Because we both deserve better than being collateral damage in their little romance. Because I'm tired of pretending everything's fine while they make fools of us both. And because I have a plan. But I need your help. He leans forward, elbows on the table. I'm listening. I outline what I've learned about company politics, about Tom's upcoming presentation to the board, about Emily's recent promotion. David adds his own pieces, Emily's sudden interest in late-night gym sessions, her new wardrobe, the way she changes the subject whenever he mentions wedding plans. There's a company gala next month, I say finally. All the executives will be there, including the board members who don't know about Tom and Emily's arrangement. You want to expose them publicly? I want them to feel what we're feeling right now. The shock, the humiliation, the betrayal, but multiplied by every witness in that room. David's phone buzzes again. Emily's name flashes on the screen. He silences it without looking. It would destroy her career, her reputation. They destroyed our trust, our futures. Seems fair to me. He's quiet for a long moment, turning his coffee cup in slow circles. Emily's my little sister. Even after this, she's still family. And Tom's my husband. Doesn't make what they did right. No, he agrees softly. It doesn't. I pull out a business card, Mike's office address. Take some time. Think it through. If you want in, meet me here tomorrow at noon. If not, I stand gathering my purse. Well, at least now you know the truth. At the door, David calls after me. Sarah, what if they find out we know? I turn back, smile cold. Then they'll learn what it feels like to be the ones in the dark, wondering what's coming next. Outside, my phone lights up with a text from Tom. Missing you. Dinner tonight? I type back. Can't wait. And add a heart emoji. The lie tastes like victory. David's office feels like a confessional. All glass and steel and afternoon shadows. He slides a manila envelope across his desk. Found these in Emily's laptop bag this morning. She left it open while showering. Inside are printouts of flight confirmations, property listings in Seattle, and a draft resignation letter dated 3 weeks from now. All in Tom's name. He's planning to leave, I say, the words tasting like metal. Both the company and you. David's voice is gentle, which somehow makes it worse. Emily's been researching schools there too, private ones. The implication hits me like a physical blow. They're planning a future, a real one. There's more! David pulls up an email chain on his monitor. Emily's been copying confidential client information to a private account. Tom's helping her build a portfolio to land a position at their Seattle office. I scan the emails, noting dates and times. Many were sent late at night, during those emergency client meetings Tom was so fond of attending. They're not just having an affair, they're stealing company data. Which makes this more than just personal betrayal. David leans back, architect's precision evident in his posture. It's corporate espionage. My phone buzzes. Tom, asking about weekend plans. As if we'll still have weekends together in 3 weeks. As if he hasn't already mapped out his escape route from our marriage. Your sister's engagement ring, I say suddenly. The one Tom helped you pick out. Did he ever mention why he was so interested in the process? David's expression darkens. He said he wanted to make sure his employee got treated right, that it was part of being a good manager. He was shopping through you, learning prices, styles, what Emily likes. Jesus! David stands abruptly, paces to his window. I helped him plan his future with my fiancé. A notification pops up on his computer. A calendar reminder for a venue walkthrough next week. The wedding they'll never have. I watch him delete it with 3 sharp clicks. The company gala, he says, turning back. We need to move faster. They might run before we're ready. Agreed. But we need leverage. Something concrete. What about your mother? Jessica's on the school board with half the company executives' wives. Could she help? I shake my head. Mom can't know yet. She'd try to fix things, make peace. This isn't about peace anymore. My phone lights up again. Mike this time. His message makes my stomach clench. Tom just booked a private meeting room at the Westbrook Hotel. Tomorrow night. I show David the text. His jaw tightens. Emily has a late client dinner scheduled. Perfect. The word comes out sharp enough to cut. Time to crash their party. Sarah. David hesitates. Are you sure you want to see them together? It'll be... What? Painful? Humiliating? I laugh, but there's no humor in it. I've been watching them play house with my life for months. Might as well get front row seats to the show. He studies me for a long moment. This isn't just about exposing them anymore, is it? No. I gather the Seattle documents, sliding them carefully back into their envelope. This is about making them feel what we feel. The helplessness, the betrayal, the slow realization that everything they planned is turning to ash. You're starting to scare me a little. Good, because tomorrow night, we're going to start scaring them. I stand to leave, but David catches my arm. What if we're wrong? What if there's an explanation? I pull up the tracking app on my phone, showing him Tom's current location, a jewelry store downtown. The only thing left to explain is how badly they miscalculated. Outside, the late afternoon sun casts long shadows across the city. I text Tom back about weekend plans, suggesting a romantic dinner. He responds immediately, enthusiastic, loving, the perfect husband. I save the message. Evidence of his duplicity, another piece for the collection. Tomorrow night, we'll add surveillance photos to the file. Maybe even a recording if we're lucky. Let them have their secret rendezvous. Let them whisper promises and plan futures. Every kiss brings them closer to the edge they don't see coming. I start my car, Seattle property listings burning a hole in my bag. 3 weeks they think they have. I check my watch, calculating. Actually, they have about 26 hours. Time enough for one last dance. The Westbrook Hotel's lobby gleams with polished marble and false promises. I sit at the bar, angled toward the elevator bank, watching. My reflection in the mirrored wall shows a stranger, hairstyled, makeup perfect, wearing a dress I bought specifically for this moment. The perfect disguise for a woman falling apart. David's voice crackles through my earpiece, courtesy of Mike's surveillance gear. They're heading up to room 1542. Emily just texted asking if I wanted to meet for a late dinner. Said she'd be working until 10. Tom told me he has a conference call with Tokyo. I sip my martini, letting the bitter taste ground me. Guess lies come in all time zones. The elevator doors open. Tom emerges first, checking his surroundings before Emily follows. They maintain careful distance until reaching the hallway. Professional, practiced. I wonder how many times they've performed this dance. I've got the feed from the hallway camera, Mike says through the earpiece, recording everything. I watch them disappear around the corner, then count to 60 before standing. The elevator ride to the 15th floor feels endless. Each floor brings a new memory. Tom's proposal, our wedding day, the life we built that he's so eager to abandon. David meets me in the hallway, looking as wrecked as I feel. Security loop is in place. We have 20 minutes before it resets. I pull out the keycard Mike's contact provided. Amazing what hotel staff will do for the right price. Remember the plan. We're not confronting them yet. This is just reconnaissance. The card reader blinks green. I push the door open slowly, silently. Their voices drift from the sitting area. Emily's laugh, bright and young, Tom's deeper rumble. I've heard that tone before, when he used to talk to me that way. Seattle's perfect, Emily's saying. Fresh start, no complications, just us. Soon, Tom promises. Everything's arranged. Sarah won't see it coming. My hand tightens on the doorframe. David touches my shoulder. Support or restraint? I'm not sure which. What about David? Tom asks. He's going to be hurt. Emily sighs. He'll survive. Better he finds out after we're gone. Besides, he's been so focused on work lately. Sometimes I think he loves his buildings more than me. I feel David stiffen beside me. His sister's casual dismissal of their relationship cuts deep. The transfer papers are ready, Tom continues. Board won't question it with my recommendation. You'll have your promotion before we leave. My brilliant mentor. Emily's voice drips honey. Always taking care of me. Jesus, David whispers. They've thought of everything. I pull out my phone, recording. Each word is another nail in their coffin, another piece of evidence for what's coming. What about the house? Emily asks. Won't Sarah fight for it? Tom laughs. She gave up her career to play housewife. Everything's in my name. Trust me, she'll take whatever settlement I offer just to avoid scandal. The surge of rage nearly blinds me. David's grip tightens, holding me back. We should go, he murmurs. We have enough. But I can't move. Through the crack in the door, I see Tom pull something from his pocket, a small jewelry box. Emily's gasp echoes my own. It's beautiful, she breathes. But what about... I'll handle everything, Tom assures her. 2 more weeks. That's all we need to wait. David practically drags me away. We make it to the stairwell before my legs give out. Sarah? His voice seems far away. Sarah. Breathe. He bought her a ring. The words taste like ash. He's going to leave me with nothing. We won't let that happen. David's face hardens. We have proof now. Of everything. My phone buzzes. Mike, checking in. But another message catches my eye. An email notification from our joint account. Tom's just transferred a large sum to a private account I've never seen. He's already moving money. I show David the screen. We can't wait for the gala. They're going to run. Then we move now. David pulls out his own phone. I know people who can freeze accounts, track transfers. Give me an hour. I stand steadier now. Rage has a way of clarifying things. 1 hour, then we burn their perfect little plan to the ground. Sarah. David hesitates. Are you sure? Once we start this, they're already living in our ashes. I delete Tom's last loving text message. Time they learned what that feels like. The company gala sparkles with fake smiles and champagne bubbles. I adjust my black dress, the one Tom always said made me look elegant, and watch him work the room with Emily at his side. Professional distance maintained, of course. They're experts at this dance by now. Everything's in place, Mike murmurs, appearing beside me with 2 glasses of champagne. Board members are all here. Security footage is queued up on the main presentation screen. David? I scan the crowd, spotting him near the bar. Ready? Though he's looking a bit pale. I check my phone. No response from the bank about freezing the accounts. Tom's already moved half our savings. Tomorrow might be too late. Sarah. Tom's voice makes me flinch. He's suddenly there, Emily hovering nearby. You remember Emily Carter? Of course. I smile, grip tightening on my glass. Lovely ring. Emily's hand twitches toward her neck where the new diamond hangs on a chain. Hidden, but not well enough. Tom's face flashes with something. Fear? Anger? Before smoothing over. Business has been good to us all, he says smoothly. Emily's promotion to the Seattle office is well-deserved. Seattle? I raise an eyebrow. How interesting! When were you planning to mention the transfer? Before Tom can respond, David appears. Emily, we need to talk. Now. David, I'm working. Now! His voice carries enough edge to draw attention from nearby groups. They move away, leaving me with Tom. He steps closer, voice low. You're making a scene. No, darling, I'm just getting started. The lights dim. The presentation screen flickers to life. Tom turns, confusion crossing his face as security footage fills the screen. Him and Emily in the hotel corridor, their careful choreography of arrival times exposed. Gasps ripple through the crowd. Emily's voice fills the room. Seattle's perfect. Fresh start, no complications. Tom's response follows. Sarah won't see it coming. I watch the color drain from his face as more footage plays. Their secret meetings, the ring exchange, their plans to steal client data. Each damning moment captured in high definition. What have you done? Tom grabs my arm, fingers digging in. Let go of me. My voice carries across the suddenly silent room. Or should we show them the financial records next? The money you've been hiding? You stupid bitch. He releases me, but his eyes are murderous. You have no idea what you've just done. Actually, I do. I nod to Mike, who steps forward with a tablet. I've just sent evidence of corporate espionage to the board. Client data theft, insider trading, fraud. Did Emily know about that part? Or was she just a bonus in your exit strategy? Emily pushes through the crowd, David behind her. Tom, what's she talking about? Nothing. She's lying. The SEC doesn't think so. Mike's voice is cold. They're very interested in those offshore accounts you've been filling. The room erupts in chaos. Board members cluster together, whispering. Security appears at the doors. Emily backs away from Tom, shaking her head. It was perfect, Tom snarls at me. Everything was perfect until you... Perfect, I laugh, the sound brittle. You were going to leave me with nothing. Frame me for your financial schemes. Did you really think I wouldn't fight back? Sarah, Emily steps forward. I didn't know about the money. He said... Save it. David's voice cracks like a whip. You're both finished. Security approaches Tom. Someone mentions the police. The carefully orchestrated evening dissolves into a nightmare of accusations and denials. But as I watch Tom being led away, Emily crying in a corner, something feels wrong. Empty. This victory tastes like ash. My phone buzzes. An alert from our joint account. The remaining money's gone, transferred minutes ago. Tom's final move, executed, even as his world crumbled. He knew, I whisper. Mike turns, concerned. He knew we were coming. This was his backup plan. Sarah, I have nothing. The realization hits like a physical blow. No money, no home in my name, just evidence of corporate fraud that'll take years to untangle. The room spins. Revenge was supposed to feel better than this. Instead, I'm standing in the wreckage of multiple lives, holding pieces that no longer fit together. Tom glances back as security escorts him out. For a moment, our eyes meet. He smiles. Small, vicious. Even in defeat, he's managed to wound me one last time. The champagne glass slips from my fingers, shattering on the marble floor. Like everything else in my life, it breaks with perfect clarity. The police station's interrogation room smells like stale coffee and desperation. Tom sits across from me, orange jumpsuit clashing with his usual polished appearance. 3 days in custody have left him unshaven, undone. It's the first time I've seen him since the gala. You could still fix this, he says, voice hoarse. Tell them I was authorized to move those funds, that it was part of a legitimate business strategy. Like you were going to fix things for me? I slide the Seattle property listings across the table. By leaving me to take the fall for your fraud? His mask slips for a moment, revealing something ugly underneath. You forced my hand. Everything was under control until you and that idiot David started playing detective. Emily's been talking to the SEC. I watch his face carefully. Turns out she kept her own records. Smart girl. She's nothing. Tom leans forward, chains rattling. A means to an end. You really think I was going to start over with some desperate junior executive? The door opens. Mike enters with a folder, nodding to the observation window where I know David and the federal agents are watching. Your offshore accounts were flagged 6 months ago, Mike says, laying out documents. Emily was just cover for your exit strategy, but you needed someone to blame when the fraud was discovered. Tom's smile turns predatory. Prove it. Already did. I pull out my phone, play a recording. Tom in the hotel room, explaining to Emily how I'd take the fall for everything. You should have checked for devices before having sensitive conversations. You bitch! He lunges forward, but the chains hold him back. I gave you everything, made you comfortable while you played housewife. You owe me. I owe you nothing. My voice doesn't shake. The board's reviewing everything. Your client data theft, the insider trading, how you manipulated Emily into unknowingly helping you cover your tracks. They found the original transfer records, Mike adds. The ones you deleted showing where the money really went. Not to Seattle real estate. Tom's facade cracks completely. You have no idea what you've done. There are people involved who won't. Your partner's already rolled on you. I stand, gathering the documents. It's over, Tom. The money's being recovered. The house is frozen as evidence. Emily's testimony will ensure you serve maximum time. Sarah. His tone changes, softens. The voice that used to make me melt. Baby, please. We can still work this out. Remember Venice? How happy we were. I pause at the door, turn back. I remember everything. Every lie, every betrayal, every moment you made me doubt myself. That's why this isn't revenge anymore. It's justice. You're nothing without me, he shouts as I reach for the handle. You hear me? Nothing. I look him in the eye one last time. No, Tom. I'm everything you feared I'd become. Outside, Emily waits with David. Her designer clothes replaced by simple jeans. Engagement ring gone. The agents need my statement again, she says quietly. About the documents Tom had me transfer. You did the right thing, David tells her. Coming clean. Did I? She looks at me. I helped him hurt you. Even if I didn't know about the fraud, I knew about us. What we were doing to you. You were a convenient target, I reply. Young, ambitious, easily manipulated. He would have found someone else if not you. Still. She twists her hands together. I'm sorry. For everything. Mike emerges from the interrogation room. They're moving him to federal custody. Sarah, the agents need you to sign some final paperwork. I nod, but pause beside Emily. He never loved either of us. Remember that. What happens now? David asks as I turn to leave. Now? I think about the job offer Mike mentioned, about my mother's spare room waiting for me, about the strength I've found in these broken pieces. Now we rebuild, but this time on our own terms. Through the observation window, I watch agents leading Tom away. He looks small now, diminished, all his power stripped away by truth and consequences. My phone buzzes, a message from the federal prosecutor. Asset recovery proceeding as planned, restitution hearing next week. I delete it without responding. Some victories don't need acknowledgement. They just need to settle into your bones, reminding you who you've become in the fighting. The estate sale sign swings gently in the autumn breeze as I unlock my former front door one last time. The house feels different now, stripped of family photos and personal touches. Just furniture and fixtures waiting to be sold. Proceeds split between legal fees and restitution payments. Mike follows with empty boxes, his footsteps echoing in the bare rooms. You don't have to do this today. The lawyers could handle it. Yes, I do. I head upstairs to the master bedroom, where the last of my things wait. The closet still smells like Tom's cologne, but the scent no longer makes my heart ache. An envelope sits on the dresser, my name written in Tom's precise handwriting. The postmark shows it arrived yesterday from the Federal Detention Center. Want me to throw it away? Mike asks, watching my hesitation. No. I slip it into my bag unopened. Some words don't need to be read to be understood. The doorbell rings. David and Emily, here to collect the last of the evidence files. Their relationship has shifted from siblings to cautious allies, bound by shared betrayal and recovery. The prosecutor says Tom's partners are all pleading guilty, David says, accepting a box of documents. The whole fraud network's unraveling. Emily stands in the doorway, uncertain. She's found a new job in another state, far from the wreckage of her choices. Sarah, there's something you should know about the anonymous email with those first photos. It was you, wasn't it? She nods. Tom was getting sloppy, confident. I saw the transfer records, realized what he was planning, using me to cover his tracks while he stole millions. So you warned me to save yourself? To save us both. She meets my eyes. I just didn't expect everything else. I think about revenge, how it morphs and changes, how sometimes justice wears unexpected faces. We all got played, Emily. The difference is what we did after we knew the truth. In the kitchen, I find one last wine glass in the cabinet, the one I was drinking from when I received those first photos. I wrap it carefully in paper, place it in my box. A reminder, perhaps, or just a piece of who I used to be. My phone buzzes. A message from my mother about dinner, followed by an email from the investment firm where I'll start next week. Life moving forward in small, steady steps. Ready? Mike asks from the doorway. I take a final walk through each room. Here's where Tom first kissed me. Here's where we planned our future. Here's where I learned to be strong enough to burn it all down. Outside, the estate sale sign catches the light. Tomorrow, strangers will pick through the remains of my marriage, bargaining for pieces of a life that wasn't what it seemed. You never opened his letter, Mike observes as we load the car. I don't need to. I touch the envelope through my bag. Whatever he wrote, confession, manipulation, apology, it doesn't change anything. And that's enough? I think about Tom in his prison cell, about Emily starting over, about David rebuilding his trust in people, about how revenge turned to justice, turned to something else entirely. Not forgiveness exactly, but understanding. It has to be. At the curb, I hand the house keys to the estate agent. She starts talking about potential buyers, but I'm watching a young couple slow their car, studying the sale sign. They look hopeful, in love, certain about their future together. I almost want to warn them about hidden accounts and secret meetings, about how trust can blind you to betrayal. But maybe their story will be different. Maybe some houses can hold happiness without hiding lies. Sarah? Mike touches my arm. Time to go. I nod, turning away from the house, from Tom's letter, from the person I was when this all began. The wind catches the estate sale sign again, making it dance. Everything must go, it promises. Everything must change. In my rearview mirror, the house grows smaller, just another property waiting for new owners, new stories. But I carry its lessons with me. About strength, about justice, about the fine line between revenge and redemption. Some scars teach you how to heal. Others remind you why you fought. I have both now, and finally, that feels like enough.